Hello, and welcome to the Texas VFW Social Networking class. So to start off, let me introduce myself. I'm Erin Marlowe. I am your Department Communications Chair. In a nutshell, this is how I serve the Department of Texas VFW. I work as the Social Media Manager. So you know the department's Facebook page? Yes, I take care of that. I bet you didn't know the Texas VFW department also has a Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube account. Well, hopefully by the end of today's class, you will know how to connect with your state headquarters and create social media accounts for your post or district to connect with those around you. Other than social networking, I'm the webmaster for the department's website, Texas VFW. Design the quarterly magazine along with other general designs, record the VPRs, and I am the lead photographer and videographer at the Department of Texas VFW events. So if you have not already seen me walking around taking photos, you will probably notice me now. If you need to contact me for any of these reasons, my email is erin@texasvfw.org. Or you can call me at 512-834-8535 at extension 107. I also served in the U.S. Navy from 2008 to 2013 as a mass communication specialist on USS Bataan and briefly on USS Iwo Jima. So enough about me. Let's take a look at our objectives. Hopefully by the end of this hour-and-a-half class, you will better understand social networking. We will go over the definition of social networking, some examples of social networking, 10 benefits of getting connected, and who exactly is on these social networks. The do's and don'ts, such as what to post, what not to post, how often to post, and how active you need to be on your social network accounts. We will look over the basics of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. This includes the purpose of each platform, how-tos, and exactly what is this hashtag thing anyways. So let's get started. Social networking, what is it? It is the use of dedicated websites and applications to interact with other users, or to find people with similar interests to oneself. So you're saying that it's a virtual place where my Texas VFW post or district can interact and connect with people who share the same interest as our VFW without even leaving the couch? And it's free? Okay, tell me more. Here are some social networking sites. There is everything from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, to LinkedIn, Pinterest, Behance, and Tumblr. However, today we will only focus on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. The 10 benefits of getting connected. Number 1, increase brand recognition. Every opportunity to increase our visibility is valuable. Social media networks are just new channels for Texas VFW's voice and content. This is important because it simultaneously makes the Texas VFW easier and more accessible for members, new members, and supporters. It makes Texas VFW more familiar and recognizable for existing members and supporters. For example, if a frequent Twitter user could hear about Texas VFW for the first time only after stumbling upon it on a newsfeed, or otherwise apathetic member, supporter might become better acquainted with your brand after seeing your presence on multiple networks. Number 2, improve brand loyalty. It is proven that brands who engage on social media channels enjoy higher loyalty from their customers. I will always be a Texas VFW member. Number 3, more opportunities to reach new members and build support. Every post you make on social media platform is an opportunity to reach new members and build support. When you build a following, you simultaneously have access to potential new members, recent new members, old members, and new supporters, and you'll be able to interact with them all. Every blog post, image, video, or comment you share is a chance for someone to react, and every reaction could lead to a site visit and eventually a new member. But not every interaction with your brand results in a conversion, but every positive interaction increases the likelihood of an eventual conversion. Opportunity is the first element of any action. 4. Higher conversion rates. Social media marketing results in higher conversion rates in a few distinct ways. Perhaps the most significant is its humanization element. The fact that brands become more humanized by interacting on social media channels. Social media is a place where brands can act like people do. And this is important because people like doing business with other people, not with companies. A higher number of social media followers tends to improve trust and credibility to your brand, representing social proof. As such, simply building your audience in social media can improve conversion rates on your existing traffic. Number 5, higher brand authority. Interacting with your followers, members, supporters regularly is a show of good faith for other potential new members or supporters. When people go to compliment or brag about product or service, they turn to social media. And when they post something about Texas VFW, whether it be your post or your district, new audience members will want to follow you for updates. The more people that are talking about you on social media, the more valuable and authoritative Texas VFW will seem to new users. Not to mention, if you can interact with major influencers on Twitter or other social networks, your visible authority and reach will skyrocket. Number 6, increase inbound traffic. Without social media, your inbound traffic is limited to people already familiar with your brand and individuals searching for keywords you currently rank for. Every social media profile you add is another path leading back to your site, and every piece of content you syndicate on those profiles is another opportunity for a new member or supporter. The more quality content you syndicate on social media, the more inbound traffic you'll generate. And more traffic means more leads and more conversions. Number 7, decreased marketing cost. According to HubSpot, 84% of marketers found that as little as 6 hours of effort per week was enough to generate increased traffic. If you can lend just 1 hour a day to developing your content and syndication strategy, you could start seeing the results of your efforts. Number 8, better search engine rankings. Being active on social media could act as a brand signal to search engines that your brand is legitimate, credible, and trustworthy. That means if you rank for a given set of keywords, having a strong social media presence could be almost mandatory. 9, richer customer experiences. Social media at its core is a communication channel, like email or phone calls. And every interaction you have on social media is an opportunity to publicly demonstrate your customer service level and enrich your relationship with your members and supporters. For example, if a member, supporter, or person complains about your post or district on Twitter, you can immediately address the comment, apologize publicly, and take action to make it right. Or if someone compliments your post or district, you can thank them and recommend additional services. It's a personal experience that lets members and supporters know that you care about them. 10, improved customer insights. Social media also gives you the opportunity to gain valuable information about your members and supporters and what they are interested in and how they behave via social listening. For example, you can monitor user comments to see what people think of your Texas VFW post or district directly and see which types of content generate the most interest and then produce more of that type of content. These are the benefits of sustaining a long-term social media campaign. But if you're still apprehensive about getting started, consider these points. Your competition is already involved. Your competitors are already involved on social media, which means your potential social media traffic and conversions are being poached. Don't let your competitors reap all the benefits while you stand idly by. If somehow your competition is not involved on social media, there's even more of a reason to get started. The field is open. The sooner you start, the sooner you reap the benefits. Social media is all about relationship building, and it tends to grow exponentially as your followers tell their friends and their friends tell their friends, and so on. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll be able to start growing that audience. Potential losses are insignificant. Realistically, you don't have anything to lose by getting involved in social media. The amount of time and money it takes to create your profiles and start posting is usually minimal compared to other marketing channels. Just 6 hours a week or a few $100s is all it takes to establish your presence. Benefits conclusion. The longer you wait, the more you have to lose. Social media marketing, when done right, can lead to more supporters and members, more traffic, and it's here to stay. Now, let's take a look at social media audiences. How many people are on social media? Here's a chart on the monthly users. There are over 200 million monthly users on YouTube. Over 129 million monthly users on Facebook. Over 80 million monthly users on Twitter, and over 400 million monthly users on Instagram. So altogether, if we create a social media account for each of these 4 platforms, that is over 809 million people that you have free access to find supporters and new members. Now, let's take a look at the number of people who are on these sites on a daily basis. On YouTube alone, there are 1 billion daily users. On Facebook alone, there are 1 billion daily users. And on Instagram, there are 75 million daily users. The information available for Twitter wasn't available, but even without that information, you now have access to almost 2.75 billion people where you can find potential new supporters and new members. Whoa, that's a lot of people. Social media audiences. Ages. Who are on these sites? The percentages I'm about to show are out of the percentage of all online users. It is the percentage of the people who are on the internet all the time to who have only used it once. Please pay attention to which age groups are more prevalent on each social media platform so you can best tailor your posts and tweets to your intended audiences. Facebook. 82% of all 18 to 29-year-old online users have a Facebook account. 79% of all 34 to 39-year-olds have an account on Facebook, and 56% of all online users who are ages 65 and older have an account on Facebook. So pretty much everyone of every age is on Facebook. You could potentially have access to all of these people. Why not create an account for your post or district and advertise the Texas VFW voice for free? Social media audiences, ages. Who is on Twitter? 37% of all Twitter users are 18 to 29 years old. 25% are ages 30 to 49. And 23% of all internet users are on Twitter. And 20% of the U.S. population are on Twitter. Without these social media sites, how many people are you reaching? Social media audiences, ages. Who is on Instagram? 53% of all Instagram users are ages 18 to 29. Now that's over half. 25% of all Instagram users are ages 30 to 49. 11% of all Instagram users are ages 50 to 64, and 6% of all Instagram users are 60 years and older. Social media audiences, ages. Who is on YouTube? The largest age group on YouTube are people ages 25 to 34. YouTube also reaches more 18 to 49-year-olds than any cable network in the US. Since the majority of younger adults are active on social media, it seems if we want to bring in the younger members, social media is not only one way, but it's a great way that we can do it. If you are on this social media train with me, we will continue to the 6 do's and 6 don'ts. First, the do's. Do message private matters instead of posting on wall. As much as you may have an exhibitionist tendencies and wants everyone to know your most intimate secrets, others might not share the same inclination. Your friends might not take too kindly when you post what they did last night at your house party or any other stuff which are understood to be kept between your closest friends. The fact is that most of their Facebook friends will hear about it on such a public platform. The walls indeed have ears, especially for the Facebook wall. Best to keep these conversations behind closed doors in Facebook messaging. Do. Be mindful of what you post. When you have hundreds of friends and acquaintances on Facebook, you have people from all kinds of backgrounds, all with different jobs, beliefs, personalities, etc. Updating your status with a general statement may seem harmless to you, but others may read it in a different light. For example, if you make a remark about how advertisers con unsuspecting consumers into buying something they don't need, what you may not realize is that some of your friends in the advertising industry could see your status in their newsfeed. It's a general statement, but they may think you are targeting them. Of course, it's not going to be any fun if you're going to consider all the possible misinterpretations before you post anything, but just be mindful of it. Do call rather than post personal news. This isn't just Facebook etiquette. It's social etiquette or even common sense. If you need to inform your friends or your family about some important and personal issue, like a death in the family, don't declare it out in the public domain. Facebook is a social networking site. It's supposed to be public. This means that people can know what happened. Do reply to comments, especially if they are questions. You post a status, and your friends make comments and like it. I guess the least that you can do is acknowledge them by replying something, especially when they are questions directed at you. I'm not saying you should do it for the sake of doing it, but add on to their comments once in a while. If you ignore them all the time, chances are that they won't bother you about your status anymore, lest they look silly talking to a wall. It's also karma. Do avoid posting comments on every post. If you're stalking your friend, leave it at that. Don't make it a habit to make some comment on everything your friend posts, or they'll start to get suspicious. Even if you say with all honesty that you are not stalking them, it's not going to be easy for them to believe that their status updates always appear on your newsfeed. It's open secret that everyone checks out their friend's profile every now and then, but to comment on everything is to admit that you are constantly checking out on them. What is even worse is that your friend's friend might notice as well, seeing that you are a regular commenter. If you don't wish to be labeled a pest, try to limit your comments somewhat. Do be careful of your tone. As with all other online communication, communicating on Facebook is mostly textual. We can either hear the voice tone or see the body language when the other person speaks. In other words, it's easy for someone to think that you are being sarcastic when you are indeed not, or misunderstand you in any other manner for that matter. To complicate things, everyone has their own typing style. One way we can compensate for the lack of hues is to use emoticons. It's pretty limited, but experience has taught me that simply putting a smiley face after a sentence can do wonders by neutralizing any potential tension. Smile, and the whole world smiles with you. Now, for the don'ts. Do not make friend requests to strangers. The idea becomes warped when people add friends merely for the sake of boosting their popularity indicator among their peers. That's not cool. But if you wish to add someone for some valid reason, do so with some introduction or through a mutual friend. Skipping this step only leaves a bad impression of you, which is the last thing any of us wants. Do not tag your friends in unglam shots. Do not tag any photos of your post or post members that shine a negative light on the Texas VFW. Negative photos would include post members drinking alcohol, getting into trouble, acting out of line. The photo portrays the members in an unfavorable manner, and other similar negative content. Before tagging a member, ask yourself, does this positively promote the VFW? Do not overshare yourself. Checking out the updates on your newsfeed, you see the same friend updating his status over and over again. Not any insightful ones, but just posts about what he's doing every 10 minutes. You decide to hide his posts. Sounds familiar? Probably. It's annoying because no one is really interested in their friends' everyday mundane activities, yet it just keep popping up in their updates. Do not vent about your work. Facebook is a double-edged sword when it comes to its social networking capability. The boon is that it enables us to connect in an unprecedented manner with friends of friends of friends through the identification of mutual friends. On the other hand, the bane is that there's easily a way to gather information about you by passing through such layer one by one. Even with your most strict privacy settings, there's still a risk that your post can reach people you wouldn't want it to reach. And your coworkers and your boss are the last people you want to mess with. So just play safe and leave your venting to somewhere private. Do not post chain status updates. Remember those chain emails that demand you to forward it to all your friends or you'll die a horrible, horrible death? Well, Facebook has a similar kind of chain, but usually for a good cause. Someone first posts a status update about a social cause, encouraging those to read it, to post it to their status too, so their friends will get to read it and post it as well. This chain thus spread the cause, raising public awareness. The intention here is right, but sometimes too much of a good thing isn't good. When you see your newsfeed updates filled with the same status, you get annoyed instead, and you associate your negative emotion to the social cause. Do not flame others. Everyone is entitled to state his or her own opinion on the free internet. So there's no need to put anyone down just because you disagree, or worse, don't like the person. Sometimes I even see people criticizing the comments of their friend's friend who replied to the post, whom they don't even know. It's embarrassing not only to yourself, but to your friend as well. In the spirit of good conversation, let's keep this in mind in whatever communication we have online, in Facebook, forums, email, etc. Don't ruin it for everyone. That concludes the do's and don'ts of posting things on social media. Here are the main purposes of each social media site we are discussing today. The purpose of Facebook. Founded in 2004, Facebook's mission is to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. People use Facebook to stay connected with friends and family, to discover what's going on in the world, and to share and express what matters to them. To connect with potential new members and supporters, and to stay connected with current members and supporters. To share how your post or district supports veterans in their communities. You can set up an event where you invite members and community to join in. You can share job listings and veterans resources, or the information on the next job fair that your post or district is involved in an effort to positively promote the VFW goals, mission, and voice for and of veterans. The purpose of Twitter. To give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. Hashtag. When it comes to social media, the hashtag is used to draw attention, to organize, and to promote. Hashtags got their start in Twitter as a way of making it easier for people to find, follow, and contribute to a conversation. The purpose of Instagram. Instagram is a social networking app made for sharing photos and videos from a smartphone. Similar to Facebook or Twitter, everyone who creates an Instagram account has a profile and a news feed. When you post a photo or video on Instagram, it will be displayed on your profile. Other users who follow you will see your post on their newsfeed. Likewise, you'll see posts from other users you choose to follow. Pretty straightforward, right? It's like a simplified version of Facebook, with an emphasis on mobile use and visual sharing. Just like other social networks, you can interact with other users on Instagram by following them, being followed by them, commenting, liking, tagging, and private messaging. The purpose of YouTube. YouTube is a free video sharing website that makes it easier to watch online videos. You can even create and upload your own videos to share with others. Originally created in 2005, YouTube is now one of the most popular sites on the web, with visitors watching around 6 billion hours of video every month. Now we go with the how-tos. Let's start with Facebook. We will go over how to set up a Facebook account for your post and district, how to add or delete photos, add or change a profile picture, how to make a photo album, how to add a comment, how to send a message, how to use Messenger, how to update a status, how to tag someone or an organization, how to add an event, and how to share a post. Let's make a Facebook account for your district or post.